Thank you for joining me in this Fantasy Grounds Automation for Savage Worlds preview. As you can see here, I have my character selection screen up with 4 characters ready to go. The first thing we're going to do is open my party sheet and drag a couple of them in there. As examples, if I only had 2 players and I hit my reset Benny button, you'd see I have 2 GM Bennies and my players would also have their Bennies. So let's drag 2 more characters in, giving me my total of 4. My new characters here have no Bennies yet, and I only have 2. I will hit reset Bennies, so that way I have 4 Bennies and my characters get theirs. Now, if they had any edges that gave them Bennies, they would have those as well. Done with the party sheet, done with the character sheet. Let's open up my combat tracker, drag everything in there. Combat tracker is the brains of Fantasy Grounds. Anything happens there. We are going to start with nobody having any initiative. Combat tracker can and will always add new cards. So if my Blessed was unhappy with her initiative, they can take their Benny and drop it right on the card here. You can see anything that has automation has a little red outline. So we drop that there, and you can now see she has a king, which is always good. So we're going to have our Huckster here take a shot at our Explorer. Of course, Hucksters, they have cards with powers on it. Let's say we want to use a bolt with some AP, extra and lingering damage, a little bit of fatigue, and some extra range. It's all calculated right here. Smarts times 5, 11 PP to be used, 3d6 instead of the 2, AP 3, and then there's a lingering damage down here for the next time that happens. So we're going to notice that we only have 3 power points, which means we need to gamble for it. There's multiple ways to do it, but what I like to do is start on the traits and double-click my gambling. Normal gambling rolls a 5 because my Huckster is card sharp. They get a free reroll, so we're going to go ahead and do that. With a 4, they still succeed, so we're going to go ahead and deal out 5 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 for the raise, 1 because they have an edge. And we would build a hand out of that. Now, I'm not seeing anything special, but we're just pretending, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to be able to cast our 11 PowerPoint Bolt. We're choosing our Explorer because I want to show something else off. First attack is going to be a 5 with a hit. Now, we know Bolt has its own little specialties, but whatever. 5's good enough for me. Let's say I don't want that. Drag a Benny, drop it there. We're going to get an explosion, which should give us a hit with a raise. Gotta love that. Let's get rid of our hit because we only need 1 of them. Our Explorer is already targeted, so all I have to do is double click on my 3 dice here. You will see a 4th one get rolled because it was a hit with a raise. If any of these had exploded as the attack did, it would have automatically rolled that. So we see here we have hit with a raise, 15 damage to their 5 toughness with 2 damage. If I was the Explorer, I would attempt to soak that. So we're going to take our Benny and drop it right here on the red wound. They're going to attempt to soak and fail. They do have a -1 for being elderly and a -1 for being fatigued. Let's go ahead and remove that. I really want this to succeed, so I'm going to give them a +2 bonus because I'm being nice. So we go to soak again. You can see here now they have an Elon +2 because they have the edge, my +2, and a -1. I really wanted it to succeed. Soak was a 6. They soaked 1. Let's go ahead and apply that. Now, as you can see, it becomes their turn. They are shaken, so they get an automatic chance to unshake. I didn't click anything other than making it become their turn. Now, if that hadn't worked and we wanted them to use a Benny to unshake, you could just drag a Benny and drop it on the shaken to unshake. You can also give them another Benny because they ran out, drag it to their character sheet to unshake. There's multiple ways they can do that. So that is that. If we go over here to combat, and let's go to my gunslinger, because my gunslinger has ammunition. You can tell that right now it's got 5 of 6 shots. I've run this a couple of times just playing around. It's got 4 of 6 shots. He's got 2 guns, so that one now has 4 of 6. And we'll roll damage on each of them. What I'm going to show you next here is if this one came with a raise, the top gun was this one, the bottom gun is this one, it automatically knows that that one has a raise, and so gives it to you where it's supposed to give it to you. So if I wanted to, I could apply my incapacitation, and because it's a player, they get the incapacitation already. The injury is permanent, and the victim is bleeding out. So that is that.